Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all the Akim that's out there in the four corners, teaching the truth and sincerity. This is Tasha Kwamath, here with the brother
Yazrael
of the GMS Dallas camp, coming at you with a quick lesson. This is Salakia.
It's like
In commute, because we're going to camp as we speak. Abaratazah, praise lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. This is going to be going into how Esau Edom is taking all the nutrients out of the foods, okay, and he's doing that systematically because he wants to have the rest of the populace like him, which is docile and dumb, because Esau Edom, starting at a young age, they don't have the strength or the power to do anything. So therefore, he wants to make the world as weak as him, But I'm just going to jump straight into the scriptures. Lord's will is edifying to hope elect. Once again, this is Ezekiel chapter 4. I'm going to start at 13. It says, and how Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai said, it says, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, which I will drive them. All right. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai made it a proclamation, for us to eat our food defiled amongst the Gentiles. Now, this went into back in the day, back in the ancient times, because we were put into captivity, under these other nations, and they were eating abominations, which is food that is against the dietary laws. All right, and up until today's time, they're doing that on a higher level. They're doing that on a higher scale because they have full control of all the food, of how the animals are being slaughtered, of how 144 calling out Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, of how the food is grown. They have this thing called biosludge, and what biosludge is, it's liquefied human bodies that they pour over the vegetables to give them so-called nutrients, but really it's just him being a mad scientist. Baba Gushay, you want to say anything?
Yeah, if I may add, I got a precept here. This is Deuteronomy 28:48, because this was prophesied that this would happen. When you go into, the curses for our disobedience, and breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, and basically turning away from our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So in turn, this is Deuteronomy 28:48, and it says, therefore, thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Now, you can go through history, you can Google a yoke of iron, that you're going to see who's popped up. That's Jake. But what does it say ultimately? It says we're going to be in captivity. We're going to go to this man for want and need of all things. Hunger, thirst, and everything. So as the priest beautifully brought out, when you go into, this man and his first of all, when you think of companies like the FDA, that should ring a bell right there. Food and Drug Administration. When you have the Food and Drug Administration in bed together, what else more needs to be said? Okay, so you have, you got, this man, he tampers with the food. He's got GMO and everything. He's hoarded all the seeds, right? We got meat out now, which I was a butcher, so I've seen it. I know all about it. They have what's called meat glue.
Yeah, meat glue.
So the meat that you're actually eating right now, most of the meat that's actually eating right now, you're not eating real meat. Okay, it's a process that they use where they take different chemicals and they pretty much take scraps of different cuts of meat and they glue it together. Okay, and you can usually tell by the marbling of the meat that you get, you know. But again, this all goes back to the curses, all right, that we're under because of our disobedience, all right. And as the priest beautifully brought out, this man is a mad scientist, and he will not stop, you know, until Yahweh Shah comes and puts a stop to this man. This man must be stopped, all right. He's Habakkuk 2 and 5 says what? Say again?
He's insatiable.
He's insatiable, right? You know, he cannot be satisfied.
Yeah.
Okay, and so his whole MO, Revelation 6 chapter talks about that red horse that was, you know, peace and that to bring war and death, you know, upon the earth. Habakkuk 2 and 5 talks about how death and hell follows him wherever this man goes, whatever this man touches, it's defiled. The sooner you understand that, the sooner you understand who these people are, and call Halo Yahweh Shemiah, the prophets are written, or I've been written up to be able to tell you, you know, to give you instructions and directions on which way to go in these times, you know.
Kind. And with that, I'm gonna jump straight into that 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 7. You know, Bible Kushai, give me one. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way." It says, "And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh by Shemiah Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and destroy, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." You know, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all powers and signs and lying wonders. Okay, because this lying wonder is him being able to 144 again, call it out by Shemiah Shai. You know, him that is able to have control of the food. You know, and this is talking about the animals, of the seeds of the plants. You know, him that has power to splice seeds and to combine and put like squid inside of a plant to make it to where it's more tolerable to cold or stuff like this. And, you know, the whole world is defiled under his inhabitation.
Right.
You know what he does to the planet Earth. Okay, and all that to say because he is Satan incarnate. You know,
right.
He's Satan in the flesh.
Yeah, he's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan here on the earth. When he first brought out the first time of that precept, it says, what did Paul say to the church of Thessalonica? It says, the mystery of iniquity does already work, which means what? That this means Esau was in power back then.
Yep.
Okay? And here we are in Rome 2.0, where what? His wickedness is being perfected right now. Because all this is America is pretty much just Rome with technology.
Yep.
With advanced technology. And you really, really have understanding. All right, so now that this man has perfected his sword, okay, through his technology, he's getting ready to come down with that great wrath. Revelations 12:12. Right?
You know, because all this is stuff that needs to happen. Because Yahweh by Shemiah Shai is putting together a movie. All right, and he already has antagonistic to go against the elect. All right, so there's good and evil said in all things.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And when you understand this, man, it's like, you know, ever since, you know, our fall, you know, the earth has not yielded forth its fullness.
Nope.
Right. This man has become nothing but a tyrant. Right, in the earth. Okay. Something I was gonna say that literally just slipped my mind.
Con, you know.
I'll come back.
Con, but it's just like
Salakia.
Con.
Ultimately, you know, when you look at this man and his characteristics and how he moves, I see this idiot. This man is literally at war with the planet Earth.
Yep.
Okay, whether it be the wildlife, the marine wildlife, the inhabitants of the earth, you know, the vegetation, everything. This man he's literally at war with the planet Earth. Okay, going back to Revelation 6:6, not just nations at war, but this man is literally at war with the earth. Okay, and Yahweh Shah said in Genesis that everything he created, what did he say, was good.
Good.
But what did this man do? Well, no, I can do better. I can give you fruit without seeds, right? I can give you fruit in seasons that it don't normally grow in, right? You know, all these different things here, you know, but the people they're under this man's spell where they think this is just a natural way to go.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately.
Yeah, and there's a scripture, and I think it's in Wisdom of Solomon, Baba Kushad. Let me Wisdom of Solomon, I think it's 5 and 20, that goes into how the earth is going to fight against the wicked. Mm-hmm. Loosely paraphrasing, 5 and I think it's 20. Salakia, it's either 5 or it's either 10. 10 and 20. Baba Kushad, give me 1 second.
That definitely ain't it. That shit in my mouth. You fucked up. Salakia. Excuse my French.
Well, Salakia, I can't find it right now. I'll put it in the
roughly paraphrase it.
It's how the world will fight.
The earth will fight against him.
Yeah. The earth will fight against the wicked. Loosely paraphrasing.
Grab it here.
Yeah. Yeah. Because this world is meant to thrive and surpass, you know, all things that he does. That's why whenever he changes the times and the seasons, you know, the earth fights against that and tries to bring everything back in its proper
Job 20 and 27.
setting. Okay. So I thought it was Wisdom of Solomon. Job 20 and 27.
Mm-hmm.
Baba Kushad.
I'll grab it here. It says Job 20:27. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. And how's the heavens really revealing his iniquity? Through the internet.
Yep.
Right, through the prophets that are out here. Right?
Through the unicorn.
You see? You know, where it's being revealed. What did the brother just bring out? In 2 Thessalonians 2, he says, destroyed by the spirit of his mouth, which are the prophets. And then the brightness of his coming. So he's being destroyed, but through the heavens, through the internet. Okay, well, he's being found out. All right, we have the testimony against this man. And now the earth is at the point where it's getting ready. It's going to rise up against him.
Yep. So everybody is going to rise up against Esau.
Right.
At the end of the day. All right. These other nations, the elect, the 144,000, you know, and the 1/3, you know, and the earth itself. The trees are going to be one to battle them.
Oh, the fowls of the air.
Yeah, everybody. Everything.
Every living creature is really a weapon.
Yeah.
Wasps, bees, everything is a weapon. And this man's getting ready to find out.
Yeah, and fill them.
Yeah, he done fucked around. He's getting ready to find out.
Hell, even the worms, you know, Judah chapter 16 verse 17. Mm-hmm. You know
how
he shall put the worms in his flesh and he shall fill them. You know, because damn, bro. But hey, Yahweh Shem Shai has something already laid up for him. So and call him Yahweh Shem Shai for that. Mm-hmm. But we are at our destination. You know, Abaratazad, this was an edifying lesson, especially unto the elect. The water for listening, and Shalom, Yahweh. Want to give all praise and honor and glory due to Yahweh by Shemi Yahushai by Shema Kakodash. Shalom and Shalom.
Shalom.